Hi again, this is part 2 of me sharing some tarot card goodness. I've got 3 more decks to show you, so I will just go ahead and do that. Okay, this deck is called, and I need to look this up because it's a weird name. I think it's the artist's last name, but I could be wrong. It's the Henzicos Tarot. I'll just show you the box. Henzicos Tarot. It's so whimsical and magical and wonderful and earthy. It's fantastic. I'll just show you some cards and then you can sort of see what I mean, hopefully. There's a real kind of children's storybook feel to this deck, and normally I think that would put me off, but I absolutely love it. And I've been working with this deck now for about 3 or 4 weeks, and it's just the most fun thing, and especially with it being really sunny outside. Sorry, I'll just readjust that, because in England at the moment it's absolutely scorching and there's flowers just everywhere. It's just a beautiful time of year, and I always feel that my tarot choices, the deck choices that I make, are very informed by what's going on in the seasons. I'll talk a bit more about that in the other couple of decks, but I always find that I want bright colours decks in the summer months, and oracle cards as well. I tend to go for more for in the summer months, spring and summer, and then more darker, introspective kind of decks when it's darker. I wonder if, I imagine a lot of other people will be the same. Now, what I like about this deck is the court cards are very, very, very in your face. Let's see if I can find some more. I mean, look, with her rosy cheeks and just that look of, I mean, that's the Queen of Wands, isn't it? She's just got that attitude, and I think that's what I love about this deck. There is a lot of attitude, and I know when I think of the elemental spirits, I don't think of them in terms of Tinkerbell and that kind of thing. You know, they do have a presence, and it's not necessarily all sweetness and light. There is an attitude, and rightly so, you know. So I definitely feel like that this deck picks up on the elemental vibe, and I just look. And if they come up in a reading, you're going to take notice, aren't you? You just can't. He looks a little bit like Colin Farrell, but they do make you take note, and they're very inspiring, I found. So they're much more than just a storybook kind of characters. Oh, look at the devil. I mean, you see what I mean? That's a cool devil. And my preferences have really, really changed, or my perception of the deck. Because like I said, when I first came into tarot, and for a while I mean, things like the devil card would have really put me off. But now I get the devil and I get the energy, and so I enjoy a good devil card. So yeah, that's the Henzicos deck. And when I ordered it from, I got it through Amazon, but I got it directly from the seller, and she was really beautiful and sent me like an insert that was signed. I don't have that to hand because I put that somewhere really safe, but I thought that was a really good gesture. So that's that, and I'll just show you the back. So it's kind of like a tree of life, but made out of elemental kind of imagery, I guess. So it's very earthy and very, what's the word? I would have called the imagery naive, but I've worked with it now, and I think that was a misinterpretation on my part. It goes a lot deeper. It's kind of like, you know, fairy tales. They seem really simple when you're young, but if you actually go back and read sort of like some of the Grimm fairy tales, you know, that's heavy stuff. That's really heavy. So it's kind of got that that vibe to it. It seems really simple and sweet, but actually there is some undercurrents that are quite challenging maybe. So it's great. It's really great for that kind of introspective work. And oh, I'll just quickly, if I can, show you the Hermit card, because the Hermit card of this deck really makes me smile. And of course he'll be hiding, because that's what they do. Oh, let me just show you. Sorry, I'm so ridiculously excited by the tarot, if you haven't noticed. The Death card. Obviously, look, and I know a really good fable. It's probably too long to tell you now. I heard it at a storyteller's event a few months back, but the imagery for this card is perfect for the fable, and there was a real moral to that story, and the story was keep your mouth shut or die. So that just makes me smile. So let me just try and find the Hermit. Come on, pal. There we go. I thought it was actually being the Hermit then and wasn't coming out, but no. There he is, and I just think that imagery is fantastic. I love the Hermit card, by the way. That's probably, if I had to have a favourite card or a favourite archetype, it would be the Hermit. I have so much love for the Hermit. So I just think that's great. I mean, it's Buddha, right? It's fantastic. So, the last two decks that I picked out. I will start with this one, which probably is familiar to a lot of you, and it's the Tarot of the Vampyres. And this is great for the darker half of the year. I love working with this deck when we get to like Samhain. It's just, I mean, it's just perfect. And I don't mean like for the novelty value. I mean, it really, really gets to the kind of shadow work aspect that I think is perfect for that time of year. I mean, as soon as the nights start growing noticeably shorter, you just naturally go into yourself a little bit more, and I just think this deck is perfect for shadow work. And just understanding your own kind of motivations, I guess, and drives. It goes quite deep, I found. I mean, just look, it's stunning. The imagery is absolutely stunning. But I think the deck as a whole is fantastic, and that's made more so by the book. The book that comes with it is Phantasmagoria, I think. Again, I'll link everything, but as tarot books go, that is fab, absolutely fab in and of itself. The fact that it comes with such an amazing deck, and it's absolutely a world apart from, say, like the Gaian tarot deck imagery. I mean, there's just different feels, and that's what I love about different decks. It's almost like, to me, every deck kind of represents the universe, or at least the human experience of the universe. And so when you get different interpretations of that, it's like you're being given different universes in a box, or at least different ways of perceiving the universe. So I always find that really exciting. And then the last deck that I'm going to show you is called the Ghosts and Spirits Tarot, I believe. I could be wrong. Again, I'll link everything. And again, this is fantastic. I like to use the vampire deck sort of Samhain time, and then as we go even darker into the year, sort of like past the Day of the Dead up to Yule, that kind of time, I really enjoy this deck. Again, for more introspective work, maybe meditations, that kind of thing. It definitely takes you within, and it can be quite challenging. Some of the imageries are definitely uncomfortable, but I think that's part of the beauty of tarot. It's not always, it doesn't always tell you what you want to hear or show you what you want to see, but it definitely helps you find what you need to know. and I love this deck. And it comes with a little white book, and the little white, normally I disregard the little white books pretty early on. Just look at that imagery. It's fab, isn't it? But actually the little white book is worth reading, because each card corresponds to a myth or a ghost story, and so you do learn more about the folklore behind each image, which I really enjoy. And it's kind of got a shadowscapes kind of thing going on. I mean, they're very densely packed with detail, but I really enjoy that because it's perfect to gaze into them on dark night, maybe lit by candles or something, and just really go to town with the journal and see what comes up. This is a fab card because it's not actually part of the 78 system. It must be the 79th card, and it comes up occasionally and you give it your own meaning. And sometimes it comes up reversed, and you can see that ghoul there just looking through the window. So it's very creepy. It's really creepy, and I love it. So getting to the end of my show and tell now, I guess. But oh, I love that. That's the Caliac. A chrome goddess energy. So I do think the energy of the whole deck is very feminine and very crone-ish. I mean, you really look in the old hag in the eye when you work with this deck. And yeah, it pays off. So I think that's it. If you want to see any more cards in greater detail, then do let me know. I'm happy. Oh, look at that. Just look. Again, the hag and the crone energy. So yeah, that's the cards that I've picked out, simply because I love them for different reasons, and I work with them at different times, and I had time to kill, and I thought what better way than to talk tarot with you. So thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, then just let me know. I'd love to connect and get in touch with you all. So love, light and peace. See you later.